So with every joint, as we mentioned previously, we are going to address rotational deficiencies before linear deficiencies. The linear with the hip would be the flexion extension. We are going to focus on the internal and external rotation. So the first exercise we got. Get myself a little box here. This is 12 inches. This is probably good for most people. I'm just going to set my hip on the box. Now, you may want a little block or a foam pad under your knee. If you don't have great hip mobility, I need much better hip mobility, so I could definitely use a little block right there to make the exercise easier. Which then I'm just going to sit in here and I'm getting the stretch right in the back of the hip there. So my hip is in an externally rotated position, and we're going to hold this stretch for 2 minutes. Now, the PAIL, progressive angular isometric load, is going to be to drive my foot through the box. So both my knee and my foot are going to put pressure into the box, but I'm going to put more with my foot and ankle because the intention is to rotate it open. So when you hit the 2-minute mark, you're going to inhale, irradiate the whole body, get a good squeeze, and give that a 10% of pressure driving into the box. We're going to slowly work up 20, 30, 40, all the way to 100% max effort. Hold that max effort for your 15 seconds, then go right into rails. Rails is going to be to lift the foot up off the block. It's not going to happen. If you were in end range here, nothing is going to move. Don't get frustrated, that's okay. It's the intention of the exercise that matters. So I'm trying to, for 10 seconds, send this foot up. At the very least, what we want to do is imagine there's a scale on my foot, and you're trying to come as close to zeroing it out as possible. So we're just taking the weight off the foot. PAILs, we're driving in. Rails, we're trying to pull right up. And you're going to hold that for 10 seconds. Relax. You now should be able to get a little bit deeper into the stretch. So for another, say, 1 minute, hold the stretch. This is a great one. You really need it. Take your 6-second inhales, your 8-second exhales. Relax the body. Relax the central nervous system. And then we're going to do a second round, driving the foot in, and then lifting it up. Next exercise is going to have an internal rotation emphasis. So, getting the hip into internal rotation. You may need a higher block. I added a 6-inch for this one. Whatever it is, it takes you to get into the stretch. Doesn't matter where the block is, just matters where you feel the stretch. Same formula here. Spend your 2 minutes. Now I'm driving the other way. So I'm still driving into the block, but where the external rotation, I'm trying to drive out this way. Now I'm driving in here. So, back up on my block. I'm driving my foot straight into the block. Again, my knee is also going to put some pressure, a little bit of pressure. The emphasis is to turn. So, my foot is going to really increase that. So, 10% of pressure, 20, 30, 40, all the way up to 100% max effort. Drive through the block best you can. And the same thing now, rails is going to be trying to lift the foot off of the block. This one, I'm not quite all the way in my end range, so I am able to get just a little bit off. You're going to feel that right in the front of the hip. Again, 2 sets of these. So we got internal and external exercise for your hip.